This is how you know everything I'm about to say is real, because everything is plugged in, yet my ring light don't even want to work. But listen, in honor of Breezy Bowl, and I'm gonna tread lightly because I know his audience is like the beehive, but listen, I have receipts. My receipts is, trust me bro, trust me. You do not need to be having sex with these people, with these artists, in order to catch a spiritual tie to them, and I am a witness of that. I remember I went to the One of Them Ones concert by Chris Brown and Lil Baby. What was this, back in 20 whenever that concert was, One of Them Ones, yeah. And I went and I was invited, you know. I was like, okay, I want to go see Chris Brown. And I was in the world, I'm not gonna lie, like I was very much in the world, and I was open to it at that time. And this is how you know it's serious, when I had to bring my mom involved, because I literally had to tell my mom about all this that happens, and I don't really tell her about stuff like this, but it started getting to me. So I remember we went to the concert and Chris Brown was on, and we were just singing, we was vibing. Mind you, I'm not a Chris Brown fan. I was never really a Chris Brown fan, to be honest. I never really found him. I'm not gonna say too much, but I was never really, I love his songs, of course, but I was never one of them, whatever he called his, like the beehive, whatever he called his, I was never one of that up until that day. So we was in a concert, we was having a good time, and everyone was singing along, right? And he ended up performing a new song that I didn't know the lyrics of, so I could really do is just sit down. Like I wasn't standing up, I wasn't singing, I was just listening to the music. Hypnosis maybe, I don't know, but all I could do, I remember this moment so clearly. Like he had on an orange outfit, and to me he felt like a prisoner. Like the outfit, it wasn't intended to look like a prisoner, but the way I seen him as a prisoner in the industry. And he just seemed so forced, like he had to do this. Like, so he's doing his performance, he's performing a song. A lot of people didn't know the lyrics, but then you always got them super fiend heads that knew it. They were singing along, but a lot of us, we were just sitting down. And I truly believe, since a lot of us was sitting down, not singing, we were just listening. I know I'm not the only one that walked out of there feeling how I was feeling. I know I'm not the only one that was feeling that way. Hypnosis, I'm telling you, we was hypnotized. Had to be. So I don't remember the song because I wasn't really listening to him. I wasn't listening to the music. I was so, like, my vision, I had tunnel vision on him, and I was just staring at him. And then I just felt like a it sounds so crazy, but the spiritual world is nothing. Like, a lot of these people, a lot of his fans have this. That's why they're so addicted and they're so attached to him. You're not attached to him, you're attached to the spirit behind him. And that's truly what it really came down to. It was a spiritual attachment, because before this I was never really a fan of Chris Brown. But so he started singing his song, and I'm just like staring at him, and then a connection just happened. It truly, all I could really tie it down to was like a spiritual soul tie. And it was so severe that even after the concert, I was like, that's my baby. Like, I love Chris Brown. I never found myself saying I love Chris Brown, but after that concert, I was like, I love Chris Brown. Like, I want to go back to another Chris Brown concert. I followed him on social media. I never followed Chris Brown. Followed him on social media, started looking through all his posts from back to 2019. I was just going through all of them. And mind you, he wasn't the only performer that day. You had Lil Baby, we had Young Blue, we had, who else? It was other people performing, but he wasn't the only one. But yeah, he was the only one that I caught that attachment to. So I remember I came home and the Shade Room posted it. The Shade Room was like, Chris Brown had his concert. They posted clips of the concert, letting everyone know they had a good time. I'm just liking it. I'm like, yeah. It was amazing. And I'm like, yo, I love Chris Brown. I'm literally in the comments of the Shade Room comments saying, yo, he's amazing. I love him. I was never like that with any artist other than Capella Gray, but I'm just kidding. But I was really never like that with any other artist. And then I remember, this is when I knew it got deep, because in my heart I started to feel like he should be mine. Bro, I'm telling you, I'm not crazy. I'm like, I started to feel as if he was really my man, if I'm being completely honest. Because after the Shade Room had made this post, and it was saying how some girls, like 2 to 3 girls, ended up following his tour van. And I remember seeing that post, and I got so, like, my heart bro, I just remember I was feeling jealous. I was feeling envious. I was like, why are they following my man? Like, it truly felt as if you have a boyfriend and a girl slid into your boyfriend DMs and he replied. That feeling that you get when he replies to someone else's DM, that's how I was feeling, knowing that they was following his tour van. I never cared for Chris Brown before this. So I started blocking everybody. Everybody got blocked. Bro, I went down a research loophole for like 3 hours. I found out who that girl was that was following the tour van, blocked her. Found out the friend she was with, blocked all 4 of them. And then I blocked the shade room. I was so mad. I was like, y'all, I don't even want to see nothing contributing to this. I was about to block Chris Brown, but then that's how I knew it was really so deep, because I'm like, I can't even block this man. So I remember I was talking to my friends at the time, and they in the word, like they Christian, they down packed with the word, and I was just saying, like, girl, I went to this Chris Brown concert and something happened. Like, it was some type of spiritual connection I had got with him, and I don't know what to do. I'm like obsessed with this man. And she was just saying, girl, what you think? She said, girl, you better pray about that. So that's what I did. I really just started to, well, prior to me praying about it, I ended up taking it up to my mom, because at that point I was like, bro, this is a spiritual thing, and I know my mom, so I ended up telling her, and I was saying how, you remember that concert we went to, something was up. She was like, what do you mean? I'm like, I never really like, and the same, everything I just told you guys, I basically told her, and I was telling her how I started feeling jealous about this girl. She was in a van, she followed his van, and I really felt like he was mine. I started getting mad, envious, jealousy. I started blocking him. She was just like, that's why you can't be going to them concerts. She was literally telling me, like, you know, we in the end times right now. You don't need to be out in those type of environments. You don't got to be out there in those type of concerts. She just kept telling me to, like, take it up with God, and that's what I did. And that was a few years ago. Now I'm good. Moral of the story, a lot of you guys
aren't really obsessed with these
artists. Y'all just like the spirit attached to him, and he have y'all in a hypnosis. I'm telling y'all, he have you in a hypnosis where you gotta repent and you gotta pull out of that, because the way I was feeling, I was like, this is what it feels to be a overline crack fiend for a celebrity.